Hello guys, welcome back to Adventures of WellUmMe, and today we're going to be talking about a PlayStation 4 game for Gamer Day. It is technically 3 games. The Spyro Reignited Trilogy game package thing, triple pack. I really love this. I have a full playthrough of the original Spyro game, the remastered of that, on the channel, and we went and did a platinum for it. So I think that was one of the really fun playthroughs that I have done. And we actually completed it all the way through, and it was also a platinum trophy guide. So that was actually a lot of fun, and I think it was really beneficial just in general with how it kind of turned out to be. So I really loved it. I had so much fun playing it. There were some frustrating things that I had to kind of achieve for the game to 100% complete it, but it was kind of doable without too much trouble. I think a lot of the games where I do end up playing through them in trying to get platinums, you get to this point where you're just frustrated that you just can't make progress. This game I absolutely adored playing it, and even though there was those frustrating parts, it wasn't overly challenging compared to some of the other games I played. It was kind of just in that middle zone. It was enjoyable. I thought the challenge was like just at that tipping point where it was easy enough to do without it like absolutely obliterating all hope, but it was a little bit too hard to kind of just beat instantaneously and you're done. So it had that perfect balance for me as a player. I'm sure there are plenty of people that would sit there and say that it's not worth it or it's too hard to play through and get the trophy, the platinum trophy, but it's kind of aimed at an easy platinum trophy to get. I haven't actually played through the other 2 remasters on this yet. I'll probably be doing that soon, just because I want to go through and get platinums on all 3, and I don't believe it's going to be too hard to do. Like, it has to be pretty easy. The only drawback to this, it says it right here on the back as well, the disc contains the first game and the download instructions for games 2 and 3. So you do have to have an internet connection to play number 2 and 3. And that kind of does make it a little bit difficult if online services stop for the console. Unless this is downloaded on the console, you actually find that you can't play the other 2 games. That is one problem that's kind of come up with a lot of these remastered games and some of the remakes, is that if you don't have an internet connection, you kind of end up being stuck for some of it. You end up not being able to have the full experience even though you've paid for it. So that kind of does suck. I wish it was almost like they had just put it on 2 discs. If they put it on 2 discs, you wouldn't have this issue of I'm trying to sort out whether or not you can have all 3 games on it. So there's that. I absolutely loved the Spyro games. Never owned them. I played demos and stuff, but never the full games growing up, for at least the PlayStation 1 games. I played games on other consoles, in particular the one on the Game Boy Advance. I absolutely loved that one. This is so much better than that. Way better than that. It even just the way that they'd reanimated it, the reignited aspect to it. These games, they are quite stunning. Like, the models look amazing. Definitely had the time and effort put into the game that made it stand out from some of the other games that were being remastered, I guess, to some extent in previous generations of games. But after getting this, and we had Crash Bandicoot Trilogy on the PlayStation 4 as well. After seeing those, I kind of got into this mindset of, I want to get these remastered. I still need to buy a physical copy of the Tomb Raider game on the PS4 remastered. I said I had the digital copy, but I want to get the original, like the disc of the original, or the remaster of it. On there, just because it's good having these remasters on a more recent console. And yeah, now the issue comes up with PlayStation 5. I said in previous videos, if the PlayStation 5 is backwards compatible with like all the rumors of what it's going to be to the, PlayStation 1 through to PlayStation 4 backwards compatibility, that would be great, and I could play all these games. And now after press release and whatnot, it kind of sounds like it's only going to be PlayStation 4 backwards compatible, and that's it. And if that's the case, it's going to be a huge loss, because I would have loved to get one, and I don't think I will be going out and buying one unless there's a change, because I'll be satisfied with PlayStation 4 for the time being. I already made that jump where I have to sacrifice playing these old games, and I don't want to have to go to the next generation of consoles going, they're never going to be played again. That those PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1 games just aren't going to be played because they're not updating with the backwards compatibility. And then you see like the Xbox Series X that is going to have complete backwards compatibility all the way through, and that's kind of a massive blow against Sony here. So hopefully that news has changed and I've just missed it, and they've said that it's actually going to be much better than it is, or we see some future development where they might have an add-on. If they had a separate little like mini console, so say you buy PlayStation 5, it costs you, $600 at release. Sure, it's expensive when you have to have an add-on, and I know that kind of thing didn't work with things like the Sega Mega Drive with the 32X and things like that. But if they could have like a separate little add-on that you could just chuck on it, and there you go, you've got a way of playing PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 games on it without it crapping itself, essentially. That would be great. I would spend that money to buy an add-on like that to be able to play those older games. If it literally meant I could plug this little drive on top of the PlayStation 5 and it sits there as like part of the console, but manages to then convert it, and I can play all the games. Like something like that would be amazing. If they could pull that off, they might be able to stay up to date with everything. But I don't know. I'm a little bit uncertain with how things are going, and that's kind of why I liked remastered games, because you got these old games and these great experiences and you could play them on the modern consoles. Hopefully that can continue through and I can still play old games and I can play these remasters on a new console and it's not going to be a problem. So in the meantime, while they're at least sorting out backwards compatibility and if it is going to be happening or not for an extent, because we got this press release video and I don't know if that's supposed to be like final news or not, but I don't know. These games are great because it brings those old games to a new generation. That's the main takeaway here. Old games to a new generation, and they look and play amazingly. Like, that's all it comes down to. So I love this game. You can tell I love it because I got the platinum on the channel, and that's it was worth the time and effort and frustrations that you get when you're trying to collect trophies like that. So I highly recommend it. If you can, pick it up. It's on pretty much everything. So, there's that as well. It's highly available across all platforms. So you just have to worry about, you've got that download there. If you can get through that without any problems, you're all good. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to see more content coming your way. Until then, guys, have a great day, and I'll catch you next time.